Paul, first of all then, team news-wise, as we look forward to Fulham, are there any new concerns?
No, just lads with a couple of knocks, Connor and Morgan. Get them back on the grass tomorrow. George has trained today fully, so we've got him back. That's it, I think. That's everyone.
Is there any kind of indication about Sharp, should you get into the playoffs, that he would more than likely, certainly, be available for you?
It's still too early, like I say, we're doing all we can. So he went for some sugar injections last week, a couple of days steady after that, and then we'll see how he reacts now going forward. Yeah, so it's too early. So we know he's going to do all he can, and we know we're going to do all we can in case we can extend the season. So yeah, it's better that than sitting about just thinking about next season. Given
the demands of recent times, how much of a benefit has the 8-day gap been?
Yeah, I think it has. Like I say, with Connor and Morgan just training tomorrow, obviously it's done them the world of good. If it had been a quick turnaround, probably in doubt there would have been. So that's helped. Preparation for a big game. And I think just getting everyone reset and ready to go. So we've had a full week's preparation. We would have liked everyone on the grass to be going through everything, I know, but yeah, it seemed to settle down after how hectic it's been sort of from Christmas onwards.
How have you kind of managed this week? Because everyone knows what's at stake this weekend, and the kind of energy that surrounds that, and keeping things on a level.
Yeah, I don't think we've tried to keep it on a level. I think we've addressed what type of game it is, and it's a big game, huge game. And as I said, because we sort of chased and got ourselves in the picture, and then managed to stay there. Every game's got bigger and bigger, and yeah, looking forward to it. That's what it's about. So as every game's got bigger and bigger, we've kept the season going, and yeah, hopefully we can keep it going a bit longer.
So to that end, then, if it doesn't go your way at the weekend, would you view this season as unsuccessful, given you've chased and got in there?
Personally, yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm excited about the weekend, and if we did manage to get in the playoffs, I'd be proud for about 5 minutes. Then I'd be thinking about the playoffs, and then if we weren't successful in that, I'd be disappointed. You know, the thing is, opportunities don't come around as often, and I said it from day one, didn't I? About this season's not over. As a footballer, as a player, you're lucky to get 17, 18 seasons. So why would you give up on one? Likewise, a manager, a coach, it can be over in the drop of a hat. Someone's decision. So why would you give up on anything? So yeah, we're where we want to be, right in the mix. Huge game. Like I say, everything's got bigger and bigger. So I'd be disappointed if we didn't win, if we didn't get through, and hopefully we do.
How do you approach this? We were talking last week about QPR and the idea that it might be a bit like a cup tie. Do you expect something similar this weekend?
Yeah, we want to win. We've got to win. There's so many scenarios could possibly happen, but the one we want is us win. If we win, it's fine, no problem. So that's what we're going to try and do. Approach it that way, and then just see what happens. You know, it could be in a situation towards the end of the game where we need to know the results. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can take care of business ourselves.
I was going to say, are you going to be kept informed? Presumably that will influence substitutions, etc., were required.
Possibly, but I don't want any distractions, so we will do one person will be, no one else around the players, the bench, the staff will have anything to do with it. You know, reactions from the crowds don't interest us. You know, they're all part of the occasion and the emotion, and but we'll have just one person to keep us informed, know exactly where we stand at that given moment. It's about that game, you know, till almost the very end. It's about that game, so we need to try and win the game. If a different result is what's needed in the last few minutes, then things might change.
How important in these circumstances are the crowd then? Because they'll know, and they will have their own take on it, won't they? If Middlesbrough, whoever, take the lead, so it doesn't become nervous and angsty at Bramall Lane.
Yeah, 100%. The crowd are important for us. They have been in every game. I don't think they realise how important. You know, we're going to need them 100%. It's an early kick-off, so a lot of early kick-offs can be flat. We need them at it from the first whistle to enjoy the occasion, to know what it means, to know the opportunity we've got, and to know the part that they can play. And then, like what you said, if you watch the Man City game last night, things can go all the way to the very end. And then you look at Real Madrid's crowd and how they changed that whole atmosphere. We want that at Bramall Lane. And regardless what's going off elsewhere, just I'd say to the players, just I'd say to staff on the bench, it's irrelevant, focus on us and helping us win. So yeah, the crowd are going to be huge. We want them to be huge, we want them to be a big part of it. We want them to enjoy what this occasion brings, make the most of it. As I said, they don't come around all that often, and you can't take them for granted, and I think there probably were a few people all over the place who I'd give up on this season, but we've put ourselves in a great position and everyone should enjoy it and everyone should give the best, including the fans, every fan, every player, every member of staff, to try and get us over the line.
How much confidence do you take from being one of the few teams to have beaten Fulham this year already?
Yeah, obviously, we know that, but listen, Fulham have been beaten, but they've been the best team in the league, and it's shown, the champions, and it's a massive congratulations to them, Mark and his staff and the team. They deserve to be there. Won so many games and scored so many goals, so we know what we're up against. We're up against the best team, but I think we're a good team, and I think when we perform, as we showed down at Craven Cottage, that we're a match for anyone. So we want to be at our best against the best, and like I say, if the fans turn out and give their best, it'll be a great game of football, great occasion. It'll be nervy, it'll be edgy, it'll be exciting.
People look for all sorts in football, don't they? So the idea that now Fulham have achieved their ambitions this season, whether that changes the dynamic of this game, by that I mean, down tools even a little, parted a little too much between then and maybe the weekend. Do you look at that at all?
Not at all. Why would you look for reasons not to give your best yourself? So, no, same approach every game. So we want to be at our best, so we'll focus on us. What can we do to try and win? And as I said, we know it's going to be tough, regardless which 11's out there. The subs Marco makes within game. We're going to be playing against a good side, so we have to be ready, we have to be prepared, we have to be prepared to do his bit without the ball, and we have to be prepared to give everything when we have got the ball to hurt them. Yeah,
we probably asked you this question, or I probably did, ahead of the match down at Fulham. Mitrovic clearly is their outstanding goal scorer. Is it about stopping the supply or stopping him?
Both. I mean, if you just focus on Mitrovic and what he can do, they've got other players. You can pick any number if you want, but look at Wilson with his goals and assists. So they've got so many goal scorers, creators, and they've been a threat from set plays. So there's the reason why they've scored so many goals, because they've got good players, and we have to be wary all over the pitch.
How much, in your perspective, does prior experience come into this? You were here with Barnsley, that was late in the day into the playoffs, and obviously went on to win at Wembley. Dealing with those last matches, those last must-win matches of the season.
Yeah, well, from a personal point of view, listen, you give your message to players about enjoy, but I do enjoy this bit. It's the bit that you can't recreate for anyone, you can't really explain until you're doing it, and I love Saturdays anyway, so to be in a big game like this, I enjoy those moments and being on the side and those decisions and what it can mean, and as bad as it can feel when they don't work, obviously triple that, and that's how good it feels when it does work. So it's what it's all about. It is. In terms of the experience within the squad, we've got players who've had promotions through playoffs, and we've also got a crowd who are as desperate as we are to get us over the line. So I don't think it could be set up any better. For champions coming to our place, and we're desperate for the win. It's going to be, listen, whatever happens, it's going to be a good game, because we're going to give absolutely everything we can to get over the line, regardless what's going on off elsewhere.
Changing tack just finally. The last time we were sat in here, you were poised to go for meetings, for clarity, etc. Let's start with the training ground issues. Did all that get signed off?
No, not signed off yet. So we know what it's going to cost. We know what we want done. And we just need the green light for it.
And well, again, regarding clarity and players and contracts, whether they are going to be offered new deals and all of that. Was any more progress made in the last week?
Yeah, progress has been made. I mean, we've seen some players have their contract extension in terms of options taken up. Some have hit that marker and they are renewing in terms of, we know they're going to be here, but there's still more to be done, so we're not in a position to know exactly what the squad's going to look like next season and the positions we need to fill, because to do that you need to know exactly what you've got in the budget to pay wages, transfer fees if any, how many loans are we going to need. So that's where the clarity needs to come. So, you know, we've either got to fill the gaps with the boys in the building, or we could fill the gaps with players from elsewhere. Just on
those contracts, I mean, would it be safe to assume that it's the likes of Basham, etc., that have had those clauses invoked to stick around?
Yeah, we've got a few. So we've got a few. So Robbo's it is marker to be here next season, but there's more than that. There's more than that. So one of my reasons for wanting to speak to the board, and like I speak to Yusuf every week, but the rest of the board is, there needs to be more thought than that in terms of the club going forward as well. We've got gaps in the squad in terms of succession planning, when contracts are up, what's beneath, where we need to make good decisions now, or in 12 months' time there's going to be big holes, and to try and fill big gaps all in one window is tough. It's tough, and if you've not got the money to go and spend and recruit good players, the quality of these squad's going to go down. So there's those sorts of decisions that are really important now, just as important as the people you need in your building for next season.
Yeah, and just finally then, to wrap that off, were you encouraged by the response you got then?
Yeah, good. So, but we all, it's like the training pictures, we need it. It's good until get the thing signed, everything agreed, and then we can get moving and start making good decisions and trying to improve.